Credits appear. Directed by Chris Renaud, Pierre Kaufman. Produced by Chris Meledandri, Janet Healy, John Cohen. Screenplay by Cinco Paul and Ken Dario. Based on a story by Sergio Pablos. Original songs and themes by Pharrell Williams. Now a minion crosses a white screen. Reaching an invisible cliff, he nearly falls. The tall minion steps back onto the edge and smiles. He stretches an arm over the cliff, reaching for something, then calls a round minion over. They both reach for something over the cliff. The tall minion tries to shove his round friend out of the way. A third minion trots over, then dons a striped referee's cap. He extends a tape measure over the cliff. The tall minion laughs at the round minion, who leaves. He returns carrying a plunger. The round minion adheres it to the side of the cliff, then walks out on the stick. The tall minion glowers. The referee measures the round minion's reach. The tall minion jumps angrily, jolting the ground. The plunger comes unstuck and the round minion plummets. Credits continue. Scored by Pharrell Williams, Haito Pereira. Music produced by Hans Zimmer. Music supervisor, Kathy Nelson. Executive producer, Sergio Pablos, Nina Rowan. Edited by Pamela Ziegenhagen Sharon. Gregory Perla. Production designer, Yarrow Cheney. Now the tall minion nails a ladder horizontally to the edge of the cliff. He runs out on it. The referee measures. As the tall minion laughs victoriously, the round minion returns. He carries a fishing pole. He shoves it into the tall minion's hand, hooks himself to the line, and leaps off the ladder. He dangles far out from the tall minion. The tall minion takes out a ping pong paddle and smacks the round minion like a ball. The referee frowns, drops his things, and stalks off. The tall minion keeps paddling the round minion's rear. Art director, Eric Bouillon. Character designer, Carter Goodrich. Computer graphics supervisor, Bruno Chaffar. Associate producer, Robert Taylor. Production supervisor, Christelle Balcom. Now two minions wheel out a cannon. The referee sits lodged in its tip. It blasts him out and he sails over the cliff, passing the minions on the ladder. He flies right toward us and we soar into his gaping mouth. The image burns away like film breaking. A minion silhouette appears on the blank screen. He shrugs. Animation director, Lionel Galant. Animation supervisor, Laurent de la Chapelle. On the blank white screen, the minion silhouette waves at us. He makes shadow puppets, forming a duck with his fingers. He forms a bird with both hands. He forms Gru. The silhouette of the real Gru walks out and glares at the minion, who hurries off. We zoom toward his shadow, which fills the screen. Supervising animators, Pierre Avon, Nicolas Baudouin, Barthélemy Boireau, Luc Desjardins, Jean Aimé, Pierre Leduc, Elizabeth Pott, Julian Soray. Layout supervisor, Kyle Balda. Stereo supervisor, John Rob Benson. Lighting supervisor, Nicholas Brack. Effects animation supervisor, Pierre Villet. Global technology supervisor, Bruno Mahi. Character supervisors, modeling, Jerome Gordon. Cloth and hair, Benjamin Lester. Rigging, Damien Gautron. Surfacing, Adrian Borzakian. Set supervisors, modeling, Francois Launay. Surfacing, Fabian Pollock. Compositing supervisors, Celine Allegre, Antonine Seydoux. Stereo compositing supervisor, Benoit Philippon. Credits roll. Cast: Steve Carell as Gru, Jason Segel as Vector, Russell Brand as Dr. Nefario, Julie Andrews as Gru's mom, Will Arnett as Mr. Perkins, Kristen Wiig as Miss Hattie, Miranda Cosgrove as Margot, Dana Gayer as Edith, Elise Fisher as Agnes, Pierre Kaufman as Tim the Minion, Bob the Minion, Mark the Minion, Phil the Minion, and Stuart the Minion, Chris Renaud as Dave the Minion, Jermaine Clement as Jerry the Minion, Jack McBrayer as Carnival Barker, Danny McBride as Fred McDay, Jack McBrayer as Tourist Dad, Mindy Kaling as Tourist Mom, Ron Udell as Anchorman, Ken Dorio as Egyptian Guard, Ken Jeong as Talk Show host. Additional voices: Charles Bryant, Ranjan Brown, Ollie Dorton, Jackie Ganong, Wendy Hockey, James Kyson Lee, Tony Lee, Katie Lee, Scott Menville, Edie Merman, Al Rodrigo, Jacob Roston, Hans Tester, and Debbie Mae West. Assistant CG Supervisors David Pelly, Delphine Potvin. Sound Department, ADR Editor Christopher Barnett. Foley Mixer Christopher Barnett. Sound Effects Editor Steve Dissinger. Sound Effects Editor Jeremy Bowker. Sound Recordist UK Sandy Buchanan. Supervising Foley Luke Don Gielmuda. Assistant Supervising Sound Editor Koya Elliott. Foley Artist Sean England. Sound Recordist Mia Hansen. Sound Recordist Michael Chisholm. Original Dialogue Mixer Roy Latham. ADR Supervisor Daniel Laurie. Assistant Sound Designer Leff Lefferts. Assistant Sound Effects Editor Jessica Lem De Silva. Supervising Sound Editor Dennis Leonard. Mix Technician Zach Martin. Sound Designer Christopher Scarabosio. Sound Re-Recording Mixer Christopher Scarabosio. Sound Recordist Clint Smith. Original Dialogue Mixer Carlos Sotolongo. Foley Recordist Corey Tyler. Sweet Home, Alabama, performed by Leonard Skinner. Despicable Me, Fun Fun Fun, Prettiest Girls, Rocket Song, written and performed by Pharrell Williams. Garota de Ipanema, written by Antonio Jobim, Vinicius de Moraes. Boogie Fever, performed by The Silvers. You Should Be Dancing, performed by the Bee Gees. This motion picture has benefited from the tax credit for the production of foreign motion pictures in France. Copyright 2010 Universal Studios, all rights reserved. Animated Universal Studios logo, copyright 1997 Universal Studios. Country of first publication, United States of America. Universal Studios is the author of this motion picture for purposes of the Berne Convention and all national laws giving effect thereto. This motion picture is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability and criminal prosecution. The characters and events depicted in this photoplay are fictitious. Any similarity to actual persons living or dead is purely coincidental.